In the shattered heart of a war-riven city, where remnants of once lively streets now lay as dust and crumbled concrete, Private James "Jim" Calloway found refuge behind a battered wall of ruined masonry. The relentless drumming of distant artillery and the acrid reek of burning debris weighed heavily on his soul. Yet amid the chaos, there shone a spark of unwavering loyalty. His faithful partner Rex, a noble German shepherd with eyes that burned with determination and a spirit unyielding to despair. For Jim, every scar on the battlefield carried memories of loss and estrangement, but Rex, born of courage and constant vigilance, was an emblem of both hope and resilience. Jim's mind swirled with recollections of their early days together, when Rex was merely an enthusiastic pup, full of boundless energy and instinct. In those moments of raw training and tender guidance, the seed of their extraordinary connection was sown, a seed that would later bloom into mutual reliance as they braved the dangers of an unforgiving front line. Today the pair operated as one, Jim, wounded yet unbowed, and Rex, ever alert to the faintest whisper of imminent peril. The din of battle served as a relentless symphony of uncertainty. Yet within this orchestration of chaos, each heartbeat was a testament to their survival and unspoken vows of loyalty. As Jim lay pressed against the cold, scarred earth, time seemed irregular, a series of heartbeat intervals punctuated by explosions and the distant cries of comrades. His battered uniform, once a symbol of indomitable resolve, was now caked with layers of mud and soot. The American flag patch on his arm glistened amid the grime, a proud reminder of the ideals for which he fought. With a trembling hand, Jim extended his calloused fingers to Rex, an unspoken query filled with equal parts gratitude and request for reassurance. In that fraught moment, Rex's focused bark sliced through the cacophony of battle, a clear, resolute defiance against the encroaching threat. The memories of earlier missions surged like tidal waves through Jim's consciousness. There had been nights spent huddled in abandoned bunkers, where Rex's calm presence had softening the terror of the unknown. In the intermittent lull between chaos and conflict, the steadfast dog had once found Jim's lost courage and returned it tenfold with every alert gaze and protective growl. The vivid impressions of those shared moments mingled with the acrid smoke and the rhythmic reverberations of gunfire. Each explosion that splintered the concrete was met with a silent prayer, each distant shout a reminder that fate could change with one swift decision. And now, with an injured body and a tattered spirit, Jim risked everything by trusting Rex's instinct as the loyal canine bowed its head, ready to lead the way through treacherous ruins. Every shattered shard and fragment of debris transformed into valuable markers on their uncertain journey. Rex's lean figure darted from shadow to shadow with preternatural grace, every movement charged with purpose. Meanwhile, Jim's inner dialogue became a fervent meditation about life, loyalty, and the inherent worth of a well-trusted friend. He recalled the countless drills, heartbreaks, and small victories that had knit their fates together over endless days in the training yards. Now, as he watched Rex's silhouette merge into the smoky haze, Jim felt the weight of their shared history and the unbreakable bond that defied the desolation that war had wrought. Their lives were interwoven like the tangled wires of a battlefield communications line, fragile yet enduring, desperate yet imbued with hope. Even as shrapnel scarred the earth and despair crept at the periphery of his mind, Jim knew that Rex's every step was a beacon, a guiding light through the oppressive darkness of conflict. The dog's fur, damp with dew and dust, shimmered faintly under fractured sunlight. Every whir of Rex's rapid breathing and every determined gaze spoke of numerous unsaid promises. that he would shield Jim from harm, that he would search relentlessly for safe passage, that he would never abandon him in the direst hour. With the grim tapestry of war unfolding around them, the soldier's intertwined fate with his four-legged comrade was more than a simple duty. It was a covenant etched in blood, sweat, and unyielding courage. And so, with his heart pounding in measured rhythm against the omnipresent drum of conflict, Jim prepared to follow Rex into the unknown, believing that together they might yet reclaim a semblance of hope amidst the ruins. Minutes stretched into an eternity as Jim's gaze remained fixed on the disappearing form of Rex. The soldier's battered spirit, despite the searing pain and uncertainty of his injuries, clung to an indomitable resolve kindled by the mere thought of his partner's devotion. Every instinct, honed by years of relentless drills and moments spent facing mortal peril, whispered that Rex was his lifeline, his window to salvation amid the grim labyrinth of warfare. With each uncertain heartbeat, memories of past missions, shared laughters during rare moments of respite, and tears shed in the silence of night surged forth like a tide of passion and purpose. Rex's silent exploration was more than a mere search for an escape. It was an act of love and reassurance. Navigating through jagged debris and crumbling concrete, Rex moved with an uncanny precision, as though every step was guided by an inner compass set towards safety. Jim's mind replayed vivid moments, the first time Rex had alerted him to unseen dangers hidden behind twisted metal scraps, the silent nods exchanged between man and dog when danger threatened, the whispered promises to always stick together. The camaraderie they had built was forged in the crucible of war, a relentless storm that tested their mettle and rewarded them with the truest form of trust. Within the maelstrom of chaos, nature's cruel indifference blended with human conflict. The wind, laden with the sorrow of displaced dreams, carried echoes of a past where innocence once reigned. Yet, even as the world around him crumbled, Jim felt an inexplicable strength bolstered by Rex's unwavering determination. The bond they shared provided solace, a gentle reminder that even in the midst of desolation, there existed a spark of defiant humanity. Rex's bark had been more than an alert. It was a fervent declaration that together they could defy destiny. The dog's ears flattened against his head, his muscles coiled with vigilant energy, and his eyes shimmered with a promise of survival that no explosion or enemy onslaught could erase. As Jim struggled to rise from his injured position, every pulse of pain was countered by an inner fortitude, a stubborn insistence that he would not be defeated by despair. With trembling resolve, he scrambled forward, each step echoing the legacy of comradeship that had carried countless soldiers through dire straits. The ruined corridor of shattered buildings served as both a tomb of lost memories and a crucible for renewed purpose. Every dark alley and crumbling facade became a silent witness to their cathartic journey, a journey marked by grit, sacrifice, and the beautiful defiance of life in the face of overwhelming odds. Rex soon reappeared from the hazy expanse, his tail low, but his stance resolute. In the quiet moment before the next burst of enemy fire, Jim took a deep, ragged breath. The connection between them pulsed in unspoken language, a vow of mutual protection and the silent hymn of survival. Together they advanced along a narrow passage where light struggled to penetrate the heavy gloom. The ground beneath them was littered with the debris of ruptured dreams and forgotten lives, yet every step carried the weight of hope. Jim's thoughts cascaded over recollections of family, of promises made to fallen friends, and of the future that might spark anew if they only survived this crucible. Rex gently nudged him onward, the unwavering determination in his eyes a mirror to Jim's own fierce will to live. In that transient yet eternal passage of time, the soldier and his loyal companion redefined the meaning of partnership. Their bond became a living testament to the power of trust, forged in the relentless heat of conflict, a proof that even at the nadir of human existence, spirit and loyalty could guide one back to light. With every measured step, the promise of a better tomorrow glimmered faintly through the darkened haze, a tomorrow where scars would breathe stories of endurance, where loyalty and courage rose from the ashes of despair. Amid the blinding uncertainties and relentless barrage of war, Jim and Rex marched on, their fates intertwined in an unbreakable ballet of survival. In the struggle for life, they discovered that the true heart of courage was not the absence of fear, but the shared strength to overcome it. Together.